So today we're going to get into how to do web development. Now, and I want to draw a quick distinction before we get into stuff. What's the difference between web design and web development? And basically, web design is more graphic design. It means you work with Photoshop, you make the look and the feel of the web page, and then you give it to a developer. They're going to take your look and feel and they're going to make the actual web page for you. The designers don't tend to get paid as much. They don't tend to have as much opportunity to work remotely. I used to be a designer and I moved on to development because it was just a better career to get into. So that's kind of the difference. Also, it's cheaper to be a web developer. You don't have to buy $1,000 worth of Adobe Photoshop software. All you need is Notepad. That's right, Notepad. Except for you'll probably want to get something better than Notepad. We are going to be using Sublime Text, which is one of the best Notepad kind of editors out there, and it's free. So go ahead, go download Sublime Text, pause the video, come back when you got it fired up, and we're going to build a web page. So what we're going to do is we're going to start by creating a new file in Sublime Text and saving it as index.html. As you see here. We're basically, you can call it whatever you want, but the fact that we're calling it .html means that when we open it up in Chrome, it's going to know that it's a web page, so it's going to show it as an HTML web page. And today we're going to be learning HTML. Later we're going to be learning CSS, which is another skill you need to learn to be a web developer. And then later on you're going to learn JavaScript. JavaScript is what, HTML is what puts the content together for your page. But it's going to be ugly because it's just content. CSS is what puts together your style. It stands for cascading style sheets. So basically, it gives look, feel, and style to your web page. But we're not going to cover that today. So what we're going to make today is ugly. Be prepared. We're going to get into style later. And then JavaScript is function. It makes the web page do cool things. Load in data real time, just like Pinterest does and like Instagram. It makes things move around and animate. JavaScript is where things get fun. It's also where you get paid better. If you learn HTML, CSS, you get paid fine. You get paid normal, but if you get really good at JavaScript, people are really looking for people who are good at JavaScript. You can get paid quite a bit, and it's a lot easier to get remote work or very flexible work. So with no further ado, let's get into making an HTML page. So you've saved your index.html. Now go to Chrome and file open your index.html file where you saved it. Mine shows localhost because I'm using live reload. Basically, whatever I type, it's automatically going to refresh over here for me automatically. For you, you're going to have to hit save. You're going to have to come over to Chrome. You're going to have to hit refresh. But for the sake of this video, I'm doing it differently. So let's build an HTML page. The core of HTML is tags. Basically, that's all there is to HTML is tags. A tag is basically something surrounded by greater than and less than kind of quotes. And so this is an HTML tag, and this is a closing HTML tag. Pardon me if you can hear my baby crying somewhere way in the background. I'm not sure what's going on out there, but I'm sure Mom will take care of it. Said like a good dad, right? So here we have HTML opening tag, HTML closing tag. Tags are a little awkward to type at first because they use those keys down towards the bottom right that you don't use very often, but I promise you'll get fast very quickly. So basically anything in between these HTML tags is considered within the HTML tags. There's basically 3 tags that you're going to use to create a web page. There's an HTML, which means, hey, this is my HTML page. Anything inside of this is considered your web page. You're going to make a head tag, which we'll get into in a little bit, and you're going to make a body tag. Whatever's in the body tag is what your user will see and interact with. So I'm going to put in here, hello world. And now I have a web page. Congratulations, you're a web developer. And you're probably thinking, wow, this is kind of complicated. It's all this code looking stuff. Don't worry, it looks like a foreign language at first, but seriously, within 5 times you're going to feel very comfortable. There's only like 10 tags, maybe 20 at the most you're going to use. And they're all tags. You just have to remember a different word. So far, all we've actually done is created 3 tags. We made an HTML tag. We put a head tag with inside of it. And we put a body tag with inside of it as well. And these are considered siblings. They're next to each other. I'm also going to add a title tag. And inside of the title, I'm going to put my web page. Yeah, I can't type today. My web page. And now you look at the top when you refresh, it says my web page at the top of your web page or your tab. So once again, the head is not what the user interacts with. This is all reserved for other stuff, which is why the title goes up there. And so the body is what the user interacts with. And we did hello world, and the rest of our example will be adding other tags in here. So let me show you kind of some other tags. This is bold. So we're going to wrap bold, or it's called wrapping it, in B tags. And now you can see that bold is bold because I wrapped it in B, which stands for bold. EM is what we're going to use for italic. And EM basically stands for emphasis. It used to be people would use I. It also works, but that is not the correct way to do it anymore. Do not show a prospective employer that because it's not good. So B is for bold, EM is for italic, and then